From the Ashes to School of the Masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars Wrestling Show. I am your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. To my right is Scholar Tarek.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully you're all enjoying your Wrestlemania hangover, because I sure as hell am.
Speaking of hangovers, Scholar Brian.
Yes. Birthday hangovers for everyone. And,
oh yeah, it was easy for you. It was your birthday this week. Yeah, you'd be feeling multiple hangovers.
Yeah,
by
but
now.
at this point, I'm glad that the hangover is over, because holy crap, it's been a long week.
Yes, a long week in the world of wrestling, not the least of which it was Wrestlemania weekend.
It was Wrestlemania weekend. It was the after Wrestlemania week, which
it was 5 days of just straight nuttiness. No day went without bona fide news.
And
newsworthy stuff.
And just pure, unadulterated awesomeness, in my opinion.
And oh man, there's a lot of it, so let's just dive right in. Starting with the pre-show of WrestleMania 33, Neville defeated Austin Aries. I did not get a chance to see this match. I showed up too late.
It was actually, okay, for the time they gave it, what, a good 10, 12 minutes?
Damn, I looked at the times earlier today. Yeah, it was roughly around 10 minutes, and
I
actually missed it myself. I actually had to watch it earlier.
Watching it live, okay, at the time, I was transfixed. Like, it was... This would have been a good... If they didn't kick off the show the way they did, okay, this would have been a good start to the show, because for a pre-show match, this was really good.
It was what we were saying before on the prediction show. This could have possibly been match of the night. Was it? It almost was. But it was still a relatively great match. It deserved to be on the main card. It got the people who were there. Best way to put it is how we do it, is a great appetizer.
But I thought
you just had to go there, didn't you?
I thought about it.
It's the best way to put it.
I thought about it though.
Sometimes.
I thought about it, and I understand why they put it on the pre-show. Because who wants to change those ropes in the middle of WrestleMania?
Certainly not.
But yeah, Neville picks up the win, solidifies himself even more as a heel, because the way he did it, he had to rake the bad eye of Austin Aries to get him in position for the finish. And Austin Aries put up a good showing, and looking forward to more from these two.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of looking forward to more, let's talk about the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Damn it.
Mojo freaking Rawley.
Stop looking at me, both of you. I swear to God, I'm sorry. What I said last week was supposed to be a joke. How was I supposed to know they actually would go through with it?
Because they're fans of yours. They love you, Tara.
As soon as I saw Rob Gronkowski in the crowd, I was like, oh shit, they're actually going to do it. I understand the WWE's need for publicity, but this wasn't even on the main show. This was on the pre-show. Not everybody is going to watch the pre-show. You had your celebrity... I'm not even going to call Al Roker a guest spot. You had your big celebrity get on the pre-show.
Well, yeah, because the pre-show was also on NBC or something.
But let me tell you this. That shoulder tackle that Gronkowski did to Mahal, holy crap. You could tell that that's a football player.
Also, they wouldn't have it on the actual show. Yes, it was on NBC, or was it USA?
I think it was on NBC.
I think it was both, actually.
I think it was both.
Well, there you go. Get some more last minute buys.
But it's just like, it's also, they're in Florida. You know how Florida is to up and comer, quote quote up and comer, meaning he's up here, Gronkowski.
Yeah, but here's the weird thing, okay? The next day...
New England, man. New England.
The next day, okay, Rob Gronkowski was in Boston for the Red Sox home opener in baseball. The next day. So I'm like, did he leave right after that segment to get on a plane to go over there?
Could be, I don't know.
But
He went to go watch baseball? Ugh.
Well, Boston, New England.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole
baseball.
thing.
Yeah.
But the whole thing here is, okay, you're building up storylines going into the Battle Royal. Okay? None of the storylines that you built up made it to the Final Four. Did Sami Zayn make it to the Final Four?
I believe no, he didn't.
Big Show, one of the first men out. Braun Strowman, okay, the beast that you're setting after Roman Reigns. We'll go into that later, but the beast that you're sending after that guy, okay, thrown out relatively early, outbeat by everybody in the ring, but thrown out relatively early. Okay, Luke Harper, someone who's been in the top storyline of SmackDown for the month beforehand, thrown out relatively easily. Dolph Ziggler, gone. Sami Zayn, gone. Who's our final three? Killian Dane.
Not bad.
Don't hinder Jinder Mahal.
Roddy Magoo, not bad.
And Mojo Rawley.
Hypey Magoo, not bad.
Well, with everybody in that crew,
I'm gonna slap you. With all three of those responses.
With all of the choices that you had to win.
Slappy Magoo?
No, every time you just go, not bad.
With all the storylines that you built up to win this match, you go with the one that had the least amount of time. Yeah, Mojo Rawley had a little bit, a little tiny build to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Tiny, like minuscule, but you basically did this so you could get your celebrity appearance out of the way. And now Braun Strowman looks like an idiot going after Roman Reigns. He could barely last 2 minutes in a Battle Royal.
Well, you know why that is, right? He ain't hype. I can feel the seething in between the two of you.
Can we move on, please?
Yes, please. We got Dean.
All I got to say about my closing statement on that, if they don't do anything with him from winning this, at least they started doing something with Baron Corbin after he won it. They won it last year. If they do absolutely nothing with Mojo Rawley, they tweak his character a little bit, they actually do something with him, what's the point? What was the point of giving it?
I'm really looking forward to that Mojo Rawley title push.
I'll tell you what the point is. Trolling us.
Mojo Rawley versus Baron Corbin for the Intercut. Son of a bitch, why did I say that?
Speaking of which, yeah, Baron Corbin.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Intercontinental title match.
Basically.
Have at it, boys.
Basically. Okay, this is another story. This is another WrestleMania weekend special where the match that they had on SmackDown after WrestleMania is the match that they should have had at WrestleMania. Okay, but there was a night. You could tell that both of these guys were pissed off that they had been moved down to the pre-show. Just look at them entering the ring. Just look at them going at each other. You can say that it was, oh, the feud's been building up or whatever. But no, they were pissed that they were moved from the show down to the pre-show.
Because, they had to make room for Pitbull.
No, they switched out with the women's title match.
Well, yeah, because people complained that about the whole.
People complained that the women were sent to the pre-show.
Yeah,
which is all well and good, but
this doesn't help it at all.
And here's the title. It should have been a street fight all the way. Okay, because look at what they did. Look at what they did on SmackDown. Okay, that match was fantastic. That street fight. Okay, and Baron Corbin picked up a hard-fought win. Okay, yeah, Dean Ambrose gets his WrestleMania pre-show moment. Ooh-wee. And I did like the counter out of the End of Days. I did like that.
I like that too. It was a good.
But other than that, basic by the book standard. It was there. It was all right. Nothing that It was presentable. Nothing really wow that would make it WrestleMania worthy. They should have switched around.
What I felt about this is that they threw it on the pre-show and they didn't give them much time to work because they weren't caring on what they were doing with this feud. I mean, look at the build. It was very little done. They weren't even shown on the Go Home show.
Should have known from that point.
They had a stupid talking segment on Talking Smack, which, like I said, it was stupid. It was very badly done. It just felt like they weren't into it. It was just them saying, "No, you shut up. No, you shut up. Oh, wait, what's this? Is this a remote control? Click. I turn Baron Corbin off." Like, wait, what was the point of that? That was just so idiotic.
It was just exceedingly blah.
Yeah.
And you just felt it in this match that because they weren't given that much time, they weren't given a real opportunity to have either guy shine. They just was like, okay, just go, fill your time, and get out.
Basically, okay, switch the Street Fight from SmackDown to WrestleMania. Switch the WrestleMania match to SmackDown. It would have worked better. That's it.
No.
The match was all right. Nothing bad.
You would think they would set it up as a street fight, considering you tried to kill him with a forklift.
Right. And half of the stuff in that match would have been in the Street Fight from SmackDown would have made for great WrestleMania moments.
Mm-hmm.
That spine buster through the table in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Oh good lord.
Well, there's always next year.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's the way to put it.
I'm trying here. I'm really trying.
And side note, Dean Ambrose goes from being WWE champion 7 months ago to the pre-show of WrestleMania.
No, please, it's Dean Ambrose. Rebounding is what he does. Anyway, moving on. Next match, AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon.
This one was the big shocker of the night, really. Like I said, I knew Shane was going to sell all the moves well, that AJ was going to throw at him.
He was going to give just as well as he got.
Exactly. Oh my, this was a big shocker for me. I loved every second of this match. I even loved that after the ref got knocked out, AJ Styles tried to do his own coast to coast,
and he just chucks
the trash can at him. And you see the ref slowly getting. I'm like, oh no, they're not going to have this be a disqualification, are they? But no.
Thankfully, they did not.
They did not. And then Shane lands his own coast to coast. Is the coast to coast where AJ Styles got the black eye?
Probably.
I have no idea.
I would think so because he didn't have the black eye before that, and then you didn't really see his face for the rest of the. I think that it was something that built overnight, like because when he celebrated, okay, he looked fine, and then he shows up at SmackDown and he's got the black eye from hell.
It wasn't from hell. It was just a normal black eye. The one moment that actually kind of scared the hell out of me was the announce table spot, because the difference between the tables at WrestleMania and the tables at SmackDown when they first did the elbow drop, the table on SmackDown was farther away, so Shane had to really go, and he barely made it. He landed on the table fine. He barely hit AJ. This one, at WrestleMania, the announce tables were so close, he almost overshot it. You basically see Shane just hitting the edge of the table. And it was like, oh, he just barely made it out of there.
But remember, this is the guy who The Undertaker moved off the table before he even jumped off the Hell in a Cell, and he still did it anyway. So it's like none of this matters to Shane at all. But the story of this match basically, was Shane McMahon going toe-to-toe with AJ Styles. Basically mano a mano with the technical stuff. He brought out his MMA moves, and when he went to his staple high risk, that's when he failed. It's one of those, if you kept the way you were going, you had a shot, but the moment you went high risk too many times is when AJ Styles got you.
And I actually loved pretty much the final seal of the Shane McMahon AJ Styles storyline that they had on SmackDown, where Shane starting to talk about the whole quote quote shake up. Let's just call it a draft. And then AJ Styles comes out and he just is like, "There's something I gotta give you. There's something I gotta give you, Shane." First he's rubbing his black eye. You think he's gonna attack, but nope. He just gives out his hand in respect, and they shake hands as respected warriors.
I especially like when they let go and he starts to walk out of the ring, and then he turns back and all cocked and everything, and then just like, nah, and then goes into his pose.
It was more like it was like more I got you, didn't I?
And then goes into his pose.
Does that signify a face turn for AJ Styles?
Well, the crowd's been cheering him for so long now that I don't think he's technically been a heel, but let's face it, okay? He's been a face for...
Does this get rid of the heel and turn him into a face? Or in this case,
well, I feel that I feel like he's going to Raw, so that's probably he's going to turn face legit when he goes to Raw.
I hope he doesn't turn face. I hope he stays as a heel, stays on SmackDown, and feuds with Nakamura.
Of course you would.
It probably won't happen, but one can dream, can't he?
But why do that when you can have a cross-brand match at WrestleMania next year? Brand versus brand. AJ Styles
stop
versus
making
Nakamura.
sense, would you?
Yeah, baby. That way they can both be faces. Go ahead.
Yeah, you and your logic. Shut the hell up.
I prefer not to have AJ Styles on Raw myself. I kind of like what he says. Like I am the face of SmackDown. I don't want to leave.
No, drag him at SmackDown.
Shane won't make him leave, but he didn't say that to Daniel Bryan, now did he?
It depends on what they do. Like, what are they going to do? Like what they've done before, and have like a SmackDown versus Raw match on Raw. The winner of the brand gets the draft.
I think it's legit just trades.
Okay.
I think it's just I think it's legit like a football trade deadline. They're just both sides get together, they hash out deals, and just go.
Well, in the meantime, I'm sure we'll find out the answer to that real soon. But in the meantime, we got Owens versus Jericho on the docket.
This was a great match that basically... The best part of the match was the finger on the rope. The finger on the rope. Remember that painting where they were touching tips of fingers? Yeah, I
didn't know you were going to say of fingers.
Just the tip of the fingers.
That's what real friends do.
That was a callback. I feel like that was a callback to that. Jericho lost by the tip of a finger. And just the match before that, Jericho once again, can bring it. Shows that this was a match that it's disappointing that this wasn't for the Universal title, because this match that they had deserved that. Why are you laughing?
Oh, nothing. Continue.
No. Now I'm interested. Why are you laughing?
No, nothing. Good. Do go on.
Just what are you laughing at?
No, I was just thinking about the major takeaway, the big lesson to learn from this match. Never touch tips of fingers.
Maybe it was best if we didn't ask.
Yeah.
Hey, I warned you.
I think the big highlight of this whole thing for me with Owens and Jericho was the giant list of Jericho that was on the stage as Jericho was coming.
The entrance of Jericho.
Watch it in, man.
Yeah, that was great. With the light up scarf. He didn't bring the jacket back, but he bought the scarf.
Well, remember, the jacket's destrored. Continuity, man.
It's Jericho.
Continuity in WWE.
It's Jericho.
Perish
you
the
think
thought.
he can't buy a new one? No, but yeah, this is a match deserving of its feud. Okay, the feud was built up. The match was great. I don't know if that powerbomb through the table spot on Monday was to write him off.
That was my original thought.
They gave him the title shot. They gave him the title rematch at Payback, But what if that was a way to write him off and have Finn Balor come in and take his spot?
That's actually a good question. I was thinking that myself.
Yeah,
but,
that's kind of what I
But
was
if that
thinking
was the last match of Jericho that we see in this run, bravo, good sir.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Agreed.
Well, we'll see where this goes. In the meantime, we've got a Raw Women's Championship match.
This was kind of the first real letdown of WrestleMania for me. It was a good match. It was missed opportunities, really. Not just because I missed my prediction on Sasha not winning, but of course, it was hands down. It was a repeat of the WrestleMania 2000 main event. They attacked the big person and eliminated them first.
We all knew that was going to happen.
What the hell was the point of Nia Jax being in the match?
To give her a payday.
To give that moment of all three divas on top of her. That's the only way we can keep her down.
I'm sorry. The three women superstars. Get it right. They're no longer called that anymore.
By the way, did anyone else notice that the only time they're accidentally referred to as divas is in a disparaging manner? Like, oh yeah, the women's title match was great. Oh yeah, the women's match tonight was really fun. It was good. No, it was like, oh yeah, the divas match sucked. Just a pattern I've noticed.
Who says that? Who says the divas match sucked?
Nah, just whenever I'm talking about whenever a women's match is referred to in a negative manner.
Dana Brooke.
I noticed
any match that Dana Brooke is in is
she
a
wasn't
divas
in
match.
This one, so you can't.
I'm just using in general here. I've just noticed a lot of people we know will refer to if it's good, if something is good. It's like, oh yeah, the women's segment was really good, or the women's match was really great, match of the night. But if it sucks, it was like, oh yeah, that Divas promo sure did suck.
Okay, back to the actual match.
Yeah, just a pattern I noticed.
I have heard the same thing.
The one disappointing factor is, well, once again, Sasha's throwing in more hints of a eventual heel turn by exposing the middle turnbuckle. Piss poorly, might I add. I'm gonna pull you, Brian. She pulled a Dana Brooke and failed of really exposing that turnbuckle. Sasha Banks exposing.
Nah. Continue.
But it was just okay. It's that typical. She's the one who brought it out, and she's the one that got it in her face.
Oh God!
Dude,
explosion!
This is a family show. Come on.
We have.
Oh, really? Just the tips? Okay, that's it.
Fingers.
Yes.
How many times have we actually dropped F-bombs on this show? But you know, hey, I'm trying to be as subtle as possible. But yeah, it was
watch your gosh darn language, sir.
Yeah, and the one disappointing factor is, yes, Bayley got a deserved win, but it was ruined with the fact that she didn't. It was not her being the champion successfully defending it. I felt it would be more of a great WrestleMania story if she won it for the first time at WrestleMania.
Basically, took the words right out of my mouth.
Because I said it on the prediction show last week. When it comes to building up this storyline, Bayley has just been built to look like a dork, and
Bayley. She is a dork.
Not in the good way. I guess most people use it. Most people use this term. They made her look like a geek. She looks like an idiot. Where she doesn't look like a champion. She doesn't feel like a champion going into matches. She doesn't feel like a champion. I was talking about the build going in for this match. She was looking like a geek. She was looking like an idiot, and she looked like she was a fluke in being in this storyline. And
go on. Sorry.
She may have gotten the win tonight, but it just didn't feel right because it didn't feel like a WrestleMania moment. Because
it didn't feel earned.
Yeah. I guess that's the best way to put it. It didn't feel earned. It didn't feel like it was meaning anything.
And you see, that's the reason why I liked it. Well, not the reason why, but the fact that she was going in as sort of an underdog champion, that to me was the story. where you're going in with two of the best in the Raw Women's division, plus the biggest woman in the Raw Women's division. I mean,
that's the only thing we can actually say about her.
Yeah, I could tell that's the build that was going on, and as far as the match itself, I thought was perfectly serviceable. Bayley came in. Bayley, overcame the odds in a meaningful way, in a non-Super Cena kind of way. She survived. She's still the champion. You can argue the execution or the flaws of the story all you want, but for me, it was just serviceable enough. Not match of the night, but still good.
I'll say this. Okay, I agree with you. The match was good. Okay, the booking of the match, I had a bit of an issue with.
Questionable. Okay.
Okay. For Nia Jax, we all knew. We all knew that was going to happen. We all knew that she was going out first. We all knew that all three would team up to take her out. Okay, bing, bang, boom, done. We got that out of the way. Cool. Sasha Banks. Okay. Her and Charlotte beat the shit out of each other for 6 months. Okay? They have Hell in a Cell matches. They have Iron Woman matches. They have all kinds of beatdowns. Falls Count Anywhere matches. Okay? And all it takes is Sasha Banks going headfirst into the exposed turnbuckle,
which really wasn't exposed,
to beat her. I understand that it needed to be quick, it needed to be sudden, but you built up that for 6 months that Sasha Banks was so tough that she could withstand Hell in a Cell matches, that she could withstand Falls Count Anywhere matches, that she could do all this stuff, and she gets taken out by one errant turnbuckle shot. So I'm like, okay, that was a little off. Okay, what I like the most, okay, I agree with Tarek that this should have been Bayley winning the title. I don't think she should have been the champion coming in. We've gone over this, etc., for the last month and a half, that Bayley shouldn't have won on Raw. She should have won at WrestleMania. However, I hope she keeps that elbow drop as her finishing move.
Me too.
I do not like a belly-to-belly suplex for a finishing move. It doesn't feel like a finishing move to me. If she's going to bring out the Macho Man elbow, okay, that's cool. Keep that. So I like that they had Bayley overcome the odds and win, but I think that it would have been better served for her to win the title in that manner, not to retain the title in that manner.
Okay, there it is.
Otherwise, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty good.
Now, anyway, speaking of good tag matches, Hardy Boys, I knew you'd come.
This was my match of the night, basically because I was grinning like a little kid the entire time. Okay, I talk a lot of shit about Jeff Hardy. I do. I have since you guys have met me. Okay, me and Charlie used to put money in a jar every week for his trip to Pluto. Okay.
I remember that.
But just hearing that music, seeing them come out, Matt Hardy trying to keep his broken character, but
the delete chants were still there.
He's grinning he's grinning and all happy and stuff. And Jeff Hardy is full Jeff Hardy, not Brother Nero or anything like that. But Jeff Hardy's doing the whole thing. I'm like, it brought me back to when I first really started watching wrestling. Okay, and before I knew about the drug problems and all the extracurriculars, and all I saw was Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy coming out every week and putting on a show. And first, I got pissed because I thought the New Day were inserting themselves in the match.
That was the idea.
But I legit was like, no. And then I thought about it, and I remember on Twitter earlier in the day, they showed pictures of quote-unquote WWE vehicles showing up at the compound to bring the to pick up the Hardy Boys, to pick up Jeff and Matt. So when they came, I like that Matt still, even though he doesn't show the characteristics of the character of Broken Matt Hardy anymore. Like, he put up a tweet saying the sounds of the crowd make me a little less broken.
Yeah, and then of course he's dropped, I think either earlier today or yesterday, he posted something like Monday Night Raw, WrestleMania, you knew we'd come, and he also switched over his Twitter account name back to #Broken Matt Hardy.
Yeah, so it's like you don't really know what's going on with that. It's still not confirmed.
From what it looks like they came to some sort of legal resolution with the Owl, and so it looks like they're gonna go full Broken.
But he's still on the WWE main page with the titles, doing the whole Broken Matt Hardy full grin, eyes wide, arms out. So
they know it's money, but everyone knows it's money.
From the moment they came out, okay, the place was electric. Okay, the match itself was great. Even without the crowd, just technical wise, what they did with those ladders, it was good stuff. And of course, you have what Jeff Hardy does every WrestleMania that he's in. He has that high ladder spot that took out your boy and Sheamus. So, and then Matt Hardy grabs the titles and does the delete from the top of the ladder, and I'm like, yes. I would even go as far as to say, okay, I'm not quite sure if this was my match of the night, but it's certainly
your moment of the night.
My moment of the night.
Agreed, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, so my moment of the night was Matt Hardy on top of those ladders with the titles. Jeff Hardy hasn't even entered the ring yet, but he's doing the delete chants from the top of the ladder with the titles in hand. I'm like, yes!
And now with what happened on Raw, it's destiny. Enzo and Cass are never going to win tag team gold.
Not for quite a long time. Mm.
And the greatness of what we're going to get with the Hardy Boys and Cesaro and Sheamus.
That's going to be an awesome match.
How much you want to bet Cesaro and Sheamus are going to re-break them?
That'll be an interesting turn of events.
Yeah, they have to go. They're going to have to go full Broken now at some point.
Yeah, now
at least Matt is going to have to.
Because people are asking why didn't they just debut as the Broken gimmick? You can't.
Not with their history in WWE.
Yeah,
not right away. And you still got the delete chance. You still got all that.
For most of the casuals, the last time we saw the Hardys were Team Extreme Hardy Boys. This is basically the rebirth of the Broken gimmick in WWE fashion.
And I love it.
And also, did you hear the pop that Cesaro and Sheamus got on the Raw afterwards? Like,
what were they singing?
I don't know what they were singing, but apparently it got louder after the commercial break after they won.
Because they were dancing to it.
Yeah, it's like...
It was like Cesaro and Sheamus, something.
Yeah. So say what you want about the team up. Say what you want about the build up to their team getting together. But whatever it is, it's worked.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotten the results. It's gotten the crowd even more firmly behind Cesaro. And it's got Sheamus back up to where he once was before that League of Nations disaster.
I like that but they both came out in similar ripping clothes attires.
They both came out in kilts. Yes.
I like it.
All right, next match we've got Cena and Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice.
This was exactly
what... I hated every second of this.
This was exactly what I thought. I didn't hate it because I knew what I was getting going into it. I knew that they were going to beat... I said it last week on the show. They were going to beat Miz and Maurice handily. this was all build up to the moment after the match.
Nikki Bella, you can see me.
And props to John Cena for wrestling that long with a ring the size of that.
I'm honestly convinced someone else held it at ringside. He went to go get it, and then
because he did leave the ring. He left the ring and got it.
And it didn't touch me, but I did kind of like the speech.
Yeah, it was a nice story, to be fair.
But the match itself,
fine speech.
I couldn't hate it, okay, because I knew exactly what I was getting going into it. Okay, the build-up, awesome. The match was always going to be shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's it.
Well, you may not have hated it. I hated every second of it. I didn't care. I hated everything about it. I didn't like the proposal. I didn't like the whole getting on his knee because, once again, it felt more of a gimmick than two people who are actually in love with each other. And I even said it on Twitter. # you deserve better, John.
Yeah, I think Meltzer and Alvarez were talking about, this was absolutely staged, and he probably just gave her the ring beforehand. And it was like, yeah, we're doing this. But whatever, it's over now.
He probably did it at Hall of Fame ceremony. Right afterwards.
Probably, but it just shows that I felt with what they did with Miz and Maurice on SmackDown, with even them going out as Cena and Nikki Bella again, it's like for showing that big toy rock ring that Maurice had, and it's like, we are never coming back. I'm like,
yeah, because my boy is gonna knee you in the face.
Yeah, exactly. It was all just.
And then Nakamura came out and then made everything all right.
I'm sorry, but that was the most epic thing, the most epic
moment on SmackDown.
Moment I've seen, like a debut. Okay, that's the most epic moment I've seen since the first time Jericho debuted.
Yep.
The dude with the violin. That dude is awesome on the violin.
Yep.
Really
I wish that could be like his entrance every time. Like the dude coming out with the violin.
Yep.
Have him be like the bow and all that. That was and you.
You know that's going to be the pay-per-view entrances.
Vince. Okay, I want you to take a look and realize what you just witnessed on Tuesday. You want your big guys, you want the face of your company to be over? Okay, it's not Roman Reigns. It's not John Cena. Take a look and listen to what you just heard on SmackDown. Okay? In unison, everybody.
It's Ty Dillinger.
Nope.
Hell, he got a bigger pop than Cena and Roman Reigns.
Yes, he did.
But nobody beat Shinsuke. Nobody.
I'm just doing it to mess with him.
Not even AJ beat Shinsuke.
Yep.
Just that was great. And of course you had to do it during a Miz segment. Come on.
Yep.
Miz and Nakamura is going to be a great match.
Yep.
Yes. Do you have anything other to say than yep?
Yep. No, actually, come on. In all seriousness, do I even need to say anything? You already know how I feel about this. I pretty much already called it. Yeah, Nakamura is going to debut on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Making must-see television every week.
I knew that he was going to debut. I didn't know that it was going to be that fantastic.
Do you have any faith in the Nakamura?
I have no faith in the Vince.
I just
believe in the Nakamura who believes in the Vince.
I just hope that Vince doesn't turn him into another Tajiri.
Hey, he already stopped him from being named Suzuki Nintendo, so I think we're already ahead of the game.
Was that actually going to happen?
In my nightmares. Anyway, moving on. Next match, Triple H versus Seth Rollins.
This was good. I thought it went on a tad too long.
It's 25 minutes.
Yeah, this thing just kind of bored me after a while.
That ending was perfect.
Well, it's because it's something all of us wanted to see for a long time. Seeing Stephanie get put through a table. by her husband.
And then Triple H got constipation face. And then turned around and then...
Okay, that match just got a whole extra star just because you called him Triple H constipation face.
Well, did you see his face after he accidentally put his wife through the table? It was his I'm angry, but I'm having trouble showing it. So instead, it looks like I'm constipated and I'm just blowing my mouth everywhere.
That sounded so wrong. Blowing your mouth everywhere.
The only person who has worse constipation face when trying to look angry is John Cena.
Oh, dear.
But Triple H got constipation face, turned around right into his own finishing move for the 3 count. And
think the big highlight on this match was all the times was like the good minute of them trying to pedigree each other. And they just kept reversing it. It just shows that these guys know each other so well. And I really do believe this solidified Seth Rollins as a big-time babyface.
Yes.
He just needs something now, character-wise. When he was a heel, he was the architect. He now needs something as a babyface because
Kingslayer.
Well, now he needs to fight Neville now, just because.
He could be next.
His buddy likes to make all these Game of Thrones references. Might as well call him the Kingslayer.
Or, if Seth Rollins is a Kingslayer, why not bring him back as a heel and have him fight the King of Strong Style?
So you wanted to get traded to SmackDown, is what you're saying.
There are some
Just
people.
I
actually thought you were going to say bring back King Booker. That's what I honestly thought you were
King
going
Booker. No. But if I feel like with the shake-up or whatever they're calling it, okay, I feel like they're going to try to in some way have the Shield reunite for the shake-up. Like so it's like if they go to SmackDown, yeah, I can see a Shinsuke Seth Rollins thing. Okay? But I also feel like they want to do like a Shield versus the Club thing, like they started setting that up at Tribute to the Troops. So, yeah. But basically this match, okay.
Well, that is what if they actually keep AJ Styles heel. Who knows what they're doing with him now?
Yeah, but basically with this match, okay, I'd say about 8 to 10 less minutes, make it more compact, okay, and this would have been better. But as it is, I'll give it a good. It was good. I didn't hate watching it.
I actually enjoyed this match a lot more than you guys did because I was really invested in the story to begin with, and the story that they were telling in the ring was exactly what it needed to be. I will agree that you could have shaved a good 5-10 minutes out of this match, but it really, like, when it came to telling the story of what they were going for, of Seth Rollins versus Triple H and Stephanie, it told exactly what it needed to tell, and I enjoyed every second of it. I even was talking with Jeff when he came out with the torch and him setting the whole thing on quote on fire
and his yellow Power Rangers gear.
Yeah, right. Or the Gold Ranger. That's what they were going for. What I was asking Jeff, like, that's obviously symbolism. I thought it was like at first I thought it was since his entrance was getting burned up, I thought it was just basically him deleting deleting the Seth Rollins that was the architect, that was the follower of Triple H, and I thought he was going to debut with like new entrance video package, but it didn't happen. And Jeff was like, it's just burning his
empire to the ground.
That and burning his connection to Triple H. Any form of alliance that they still had was just burned to the ground. I'm like, okay, good symbolism. I liked it.
That was a cool effect, to be fair.
It was a cool effect, and I loved what they told. It was so nice to see Stephanie get put through that table.
Yes, that the storytelling, I agree. The storytelling was the best part of that match. Without the storytelling, without the feud build-up, this match would have been just 25 minutes of
boring.
But the storytelling helped to elevate this match. But there were points in the middle of the match that I was like, move it along, please.
Oh no,
but
I will. It was a very good match.
Yeah.
I actually would like to watch it again. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it.
And it shows that Triple H can still go.
Well, that was no question.
Well, last year after Triple H versus Roman Reigns, I was like, maybe you need to take a seat.
Well, look who he was facing.
Well, still, because Triple H didn't have a good showing in that match either. Triple H would normally be able to. Triple H is a guy who you would think
could help carry the match.
But he didn't pull his weight in that match either. So I was like, maybe you need to take a seat. But now that it's just
depending on who he's working with.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Make better choices, Triple H. Keep going with people like Seth Rollins.
Now
leave Roman Reigns in the dust.
Okay, now that he's faced Roman Reigns and now that he's faced Seth Rollins,
he's already faced Ambrose.
Not at WrestleMania.
They need to build Ambrose back up first.
He's got a whole year.
They got to build it up. Come on, Triple H. Face the last member of the Shield.
Make it happen.
And actually get him over.
In the meantime, we've got Wyatt versus Orton. Holy crap, bugs!
Oh, this is where the show starts to fall off for me.
This was, in my opinion, the worst match of the night. This match,
I can't disagree with you.
Yeah,
it was just the Bugs thing. It was cool. It really wasn't needed.
I liked it the first time. The first time I was like, ooh, creepy. Wyatt's got powers and he's using it to do this. Then the second time I was like, okay, I think we get it. And then the third time I was like, come on, dude.
I've been liking this feud. It was just certain things that they were doing was kind of throwing me off. I liked the idea of him bathing in Sister Abigail's ashes and absorbing her powers. And they show kind of hints of that when he was facing Luke Harper, and then Orton went back to the compound and stabbed the grave with that cross, and you saw the sparks flying everywhere. It was at that point the feud was real. It was like, what the hell are they going for here? And then the match happened, and from what I got at it is, you burn a man's house to the ground, you get rewarded the title.
Yeah.
It was a very lackluster match. I felt like they threw the bugs that all that in just because they didn't have real confidence in in the match itself. Hence, that's why it didn't close the show. It was
they only gave it like 8 minutes.
8 to 10 minutes, and it dragged. Even though it was shorter, I felt it drag. It was losing the crowd. The crowd was dying. And it wasn't just because the Rollins Triple H, because they were in it. They were in it in the beginning.
Yeah,
was just like, ugh, this is just dragging. And then just all of a sudden, RKO out of nowhere, and he's the champion.
Where's your special power? You couldn't kick out a one RKO?
He got 2 RKOs.
Well, he got 2 RKOs, but I'm like, you have all this power now. Okay, you couldn't kick out a one.
And now they have Eric Rowan come back. It was just basically what's the point of it now? Like, the one thing that bothers me right now with Bray Wyatt is that there is nothing more that can be done as a heel. He gets one of the biggest pops when he comes out. He gets a big pop when he's talking. He gets a big pop in his matches. He is ready to become a top babyface for SmackDown, and they just keep holding him back to a point where what more can you do? He's now 0-3 at WrestleMania. He is right.
And then the fourth one that he didn't participate in, he got his ass beat. So it's like,
yeah, is WrestleMania? It's just the reverse Undertaker with what they're doing with Bray Wyatt, and then they have Eric Rowan come out, and apparently Luke Harper and Randy Orton are buddies now because they're fighting against Bray Wyatt and Rowan. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? What's the long run of this feud now?
In a week. This storyline, okay, it was weird at first, okay, but it made sense, kind of, in a way, okay. Not now. It's just gone. It's gone now.
I was a big fan of it. I liked what they were doing, and then all of a sudden it just pulled a complete 180, and I'm now losing interest in this storyline, and it's just like, why would anyone now want to trust Randy Orton? Because they did the exact same thing with him maybe a year or two ago with the Authority.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just... And he does a big heelish thing and he gets rewarded for the title and he's still being pushed as a face. And Bray Wyatt is looking like a complete idiot trusting him, and he's looking like an idiot as a cult leader who can't... Like, he turned on his top member, and now he has Eric Rowan. Now, just Eric Rowan. Granted, it was a cool sheet mask.
Yes.
But what is the end game for this?
Here is going off of your point earlier. Okay, Bray Wyatt is the opposite of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns in dire need of a heel turn. Bray Wyatt in dire need of a face turn, or a turn to anything that makes any kind of sense. Okay, within 2 weeks, okay, any sense that Bray Wyatt's character had is gone. It's gone now. That's it. And just that the match itself was average, the booking was worse. That's it. That's basically the story of this match.
This is the one that actually, well, granted, maybe Cena and Nikki Bella more, but when it comes to a storyline that I actually gave two shits about, this is the first one that legit pissed me off. I was actually very upset with everything that they did at WrestleMania and the SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Well, can't win them all, but again, it's a low point in an otherwise solid show. Speaking of unexpected solidness, Brock beat Goldberg.
Well, that wasn't the shock. The shock that it was actually awesome.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm talking about. Unexpected solidness.
You would never think that we would say that a match was good. That that showcased 4 moves
in 5 minutes.
4 moves were performed in 5 minutes of match. However, with those 4 moves, these two men beat the ever-loving shit out of each other.
It was exactly what a match like this needed to be the entire time.
Bill Goldberg hits 4 spears, including one that destroys the barricade. He goes for a 5th spear. Brock Lesnar turns into a frog and fucking leaps over.
Well, he did do a jackhammer, and he tried to pin, and Brock kicked out.
And then
Goldberg tried to get the last spear, and that's when he did the leapfrog.
Wait, what
did you call him?
What did I say? What I call him?
I said he turned into
like you called him Broberg.
Broberg. Did I just merge Brock Lesnar and Goldberg into one being? Broberg.
Yeah, Broberg.
But basically,
that's an interesting thing to think about.
Basically, okay, it turned into what I said I wanted to happen.
I want to see Brock Lesnar bald with a beard.
I want to see Broberg.
He hit a bunch of spears, jackhammer, kicked out, and then they went with my little bit of booking for the match, which was goes for a spear, Lesnar finds some way to get out of the way, and he goes into the turnbuckle, and then Brock Lesnar just beats the shit out of him.
It was 10 German suplexes and
10 German suplexes and 1 F5. Because after the 10th German suplex, I was like,
he's
Brock
Lesnar
looked like
already dead.
Brock Lesnar looked like, okay, I think I killed him enough. Let's get. You could see it on his face, like he's like, okay, I think we're good now, and then hits the F5, wins the title. This was didn't have high hopes going in, but got exactly what I wanted.
And there you go. That's
all that can be said, really.
Exactly. It's satisfying. Slimy yet satisfying.
It's sad when I can say that was the best of the main title matches.
Not even.
It was 5 minutes of just pure awesome.
It was 5 minutes of pure awesome in what should have been a 15. In what could have been a.
I think the biggest highlight was the very beginning when Brock hit like 2 German suplexes and he was thinking he was all hot shit, and then all of a sudden Goldberg just spears him. He's just like, "Bitch, please." He's like, "Yeah, that's right, bitch."
Nice. So what you're saying is, nice catch, Blanco Nino, but too bad your ass got sacked. Boom.
That's exactly right.
All right. Next match. SmackDown Women's Title. Naomi gets it back.
Oh yeah.
Through the power of black lights.
You take it off the pre-show, and you give it the cool down piss break time.
Well, it's technically on the main card now.
Well, I can say I called it. Yeah. Naomi saved my ass with the predictions, and once Seth Rollins and Triple H was going on, I called the order of the remainder of the card perfectly, and I was like, Naomi's getting the match between the main event just because it's gonna be Black Knight out there. We're gonna feel the glow, and she's going to go all nightclub on us.
As soon as I figured out when this match was gonna be, okay, I was like, well, shit, I lost the predictions, because as soon as it came on and it was dark out and they did the whole entrance for Naomi, I'm like, yeah, there's no way she's not winning.
Yeah, if this was in the daytime, Alexa Bliss would have retained easy.
Yeah, but they put it specifically so that this was a Naomi showcase, and you know what? Good for her.
Yeah.
Okay, she's deserved the title for a long time. It sucked when she won it and then immediately had to drop it due to injury. So you knew she was getting it back at some point. It's nice to see that they gave it back to her basically immediately. Okay. Mm-hmm. And now we're gonna get more good one-on-one matches between. We got a good one-on-one match between Alexa Bliss and Naomi, and I think there's more in the offing.
Yes, absolutely. But meanwhile, I think it's time to talk about it. Roman Reigns defeating The Undertaker, and The Undertaker going on to retire that night.
Well, once they announced out of the blue that this was going to be a street fight?
No holds barred.
Once they announced that, I'm just like, that's it. Roman Reigns is hands down winning. And
I like that it took 4 spears and like 6 Superman punches to do the job.
And a shitload of chair shots.
I like that he had to work for it. But it's...
Here's the thing. When there's usually like the final career matches, hence Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels 2. When I felt like when they were fighting to keep going and keep their careers to keep their careers intact, you felt the emotions from the other end, like Shawn Michaels, "I'm sorry, I love you, sweet chin pin." When you see Undertaker, he's telling him to stay down, and Shawn Michaels showing the resilience. You saw the look in Taker's eyes that he didn't want to do it.
But I have to.
But when it came with Roman Reigns, I didn't feel that. It definitely felt like he was just working a match. There was no real emotion to it. He just felt he had blandness in his face when he finally did that one last spear that took down The Undertaker.
The only reason that I knew that he was emotional about what was going on was that photo that they took backstage after the match.
By the way, I was just thinking about that. Do we know where it came from or who took it?
No.
I'm sure that it was a stagehand.
Yeah, I'm sure it was someone in WWE who just staged the entire thing.
Once the match went on, it was an okay match. it was pretty much straightforward.
It was okay with one huge botch.
Yeah.
Two huge botches because they tried it again. They tried the tombstone twice, and they failed twice.
Because, let's face it, okay? As much as I hate to say it, Undertaker can't go.
Yeah, someone else said it this week.
You need, for a tombstone reversal spot, okay, you need help from the person who you're reversing. Okay, and the Undertaker just can't do it anymore.
It was actually that moment that really killed the match for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and it killed the match for a lot of people.
Yeah, like I said, was sometime earlier this week, I forget who said it, but they put, I'm paraphrasing here, they said, this is about as good of a match as you could have gotten while also making sure you would never get the one more match chance. And what I mean by that is, again, Undertaker as a professional absolutely did what he could with, his beat up body that he has right now. But yeah, it's even before it. Yeah, you could tell that, you know what, he's finished. This is all as far as he could have gone. Yeah,
it's like from the moment that tombstone spot happened, I was like, okay, that cinched it.
Yeah,
okay, dude can't go anymore.
I'm sure someone as bullheaded as the Undertaker would have loved to keep on going, but he's also wise enough to know that, you know what, this is it. He's done.
And I like this. I liked what he did. I liked that he left his hat, his gloves, and his jacket in the ring. Jeff saw me. I was crying.
The actual tears were indeed shed.
Yeah.
And I know you weren't the only one.
Because it's like I said on the show many times, and I said it to our friends. It was because of Undertaker I became a fan of wrestling. He was his Survivor Series 1990 was the first show that I've ever seen in wrestling, and it was the debut of Taker. So Taker started my wrestling fandom, and the fact that I was able to go this entire time and basically watch his entire career as the Undertaker, it was really heartbreaking to see him go. And people were wondering why they didn't have him have an official go off on Raw. Really? He doesn't need it. I
only realized that after the fact.
Once we see him go back on that, which I actually found it hilarious that they actually have him go halfway up from the ramp.
Yeah.
Which we all knew it was going to be like. He said it only took 5 minutes for Taker to get to the ring this time. Like, he started halfway, dude.
That is joke.
No, it wasn't a joke when Charlie said it. He was actually like, "Wow, 5 minutes. That was actually really good for Taker." Yeah. And I turned and I was like, "Charlie, he started halfway from the on the ramp." He's like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
And no one could really thought of the reason why until he made his grand exit.
And just seeing him disappear pretty much into the darkness was actually kind of.
That's pretty much
a good way to go out.
That's pretty much the way a character like that should go out.
It was absolutely perfect.
He's the master of the dark side, really. So him disappearing in the darkness, and you never seeing him again. That's until
the Hall of Fame.
Until the Hall of Fame.
Who inducts him?
Gotta be Kane.
No, it should be Ted DiBiase.
Those two are actually my top 10.
Kane or Ted DiBiase.
Yes, yeah. I think at this point, I think he should go out the way he came in.
With Ted DiBiase.
Especially now that Ted DiBiase is actually in the Hall of Fame too.
Mm. All I will say, now it's all over, and we had the spectacular opening to Raw, where the crowd was just refusing to let him talk.
You know what, though? Okay, the crowd was spectacular. I actually thought Roman handled that pretty well.
He handled it perfectly.
He handled that. He had the smirk on it. He had the smirk on his face. He would lift the microphone up. They'd boo. He'd be like, "All right, keep it going."
What I like about it is that, remember, we said it before. Whoever beats the Undertaker at WrestleMania, both pre end of the streak and post end of the streak, they're not going to be favored for very long. And it was giving it to the guy who is they cannot get over to save their life. Nobody. Daniel Bryan couldn't do it. Triple H couldn't do it. Even the Undertaker couldn't do it. If they don't turn him heel because of this, this is the biggest missed opportunity that they can get on having pretty much the greatest heel in Roman Reigns.
Because that 5 words that he said,
the perfect heel
it's
thing
like,
to say.
That would have been like,
he has to be a heel.
This is my yard now, and then just throws the mic down and leaves. I was like, dude, okay, that is the best thing you have ever done.
And all he needs to do is not screw it up. And he didn't.
He didn't screw it up. It just needs to. Now it's just up to
Vince
McMahon and creative not to screw this up, because it's pretty much there on a silver platter, waiting to be feasted upon. Back to the
because now he's cocky. Now he's arrogant. Exactly. I took out the Undertaker. Nobody can stop me. And
I understood why they had Paul Heyman come out and say it's the 2 guys who beat the Undertaker at Mania. We should fight. I don't want them to do it at Mania. Yeah. I don't want the whole thing. I don't want them to build it like another Rock Cena, and because really, you're really gonna have 4 pay-per-views in a row where the main event has Roman Reigns in it.
It's probably not gonna be the main event if it is at Mania at all.
But let's face it, okay? Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar should fight. Already have, boss.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what?
Since
it was fucking awesome.
Post Undertaker. Post Undertaker.
It was awesome the first time.
Seth Rollins saved it.
I honestly think it was awesome before Seth Rollins saved it.
Yeah, now we don't have to worry about Roman winning the title now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a while in the offing.
We'll end it like this. He needs to be a heel. Like I said, silver platter.
You handed it to yourselves.
Yeah, you just have to take it. What the audience was doing, Raw after Mania, and what Roman Reigns did, that's not just it's both natural heat, it's both character heat and real life we hate you heat. And when those 2 combos are together, you have the making of to have like a true heel that you were just loving to hate. Not just we hate because they're forcing us to like him.
Now, Scholar's quick talk. Okay, how much of that promo do you think Roman Reigns was ad-lib? Do you think he actually had a promo to cut and then he just went?
Absolutely not.
I don't know.
Because, if anyone these days could go off script and not get in trouble for it, I think that Roman Reigns would be one of the 2. That's it.
Nah, but he
with
could
the hard-ons
maybe,
that Vince have him.
Why would he? It was effective enough. And you know what? So was this match, and so was one of the greatest send-offs I've ever seen for any character ever.
So, facial hair ratings, what would we give WrestleMania?
Goat face.
You giving it a go face?
Yeah, for as long as it was brilliantly paced. And again, you couldn't, for what we got and the ending we got, along with, the Hardys coming back, the matches we got, it was a long night of wrestling, sure, but it was also a really well-paced one. And with the exception, there were some ups and downs, but in all, just again, if we're going to go with the roller coaster analogy, yeah, there were ups and downs, but there were more ups and downs, and it was an enjoyable experience all the while, capped off with an incredible ending that will never be repeated. So, yeah, I'm going to go with goat face. I don't care what anyone says.
I'll say this. Okay, starting off. Okay, I think we can all agree that this was much better than last year.
Oh, easily.
It had to be by default anyway.
Okay. The highs, I was really high. I was really excited. The first 2/3 of the show were pretty much, I was locked in from the get-go. Okay, and then Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt happened, and it kind of took the wind out of the sails for me a little bit. So while it was good, okay, the fact that the things that I didn't like made me angry. Okay, I can't go goat face, but I will go full beard.
Respectable. Fool.
I'm actually going to go with Brian on this one. I'm going to give it a full beard. Because I told Brian before we started recording, and I'm going to say it now. I'm going to look into this, and I'm going to be fair. I'm going to give my honest opinion on this. And it's like Brian said, there are moments that just made me angry. And like the use of Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, my personal feelings on the whole John Cena, Nikki Bella, Miz and Maurice story, the fact that Mojo Rawley actually won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at the cost of put on Braun Strowman. Granted, there was ton more ups on this one, but I can't ignore the downs and just basically say it was such a perfect show. And yes, I give the Undertaker send off a goat face, but when it came to the show as a whole, I'm just gonna give it a full beard 4. And there's nothing more else to say. I can't ignore the things that made me angry, because I was legit pissed, and it's at some points made me it turned me off on the things that I actually was looking forward to with Mania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all brilliantly made points. But at this point, we want to know what you, the listener, think. So, of course, you heard what we think. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear. Subscribe if you want to hear more every single week. Also, look us up on Facebook. Look us up under the Scholars of Wrestling show. And, of course, for extra fun, you can look us up on Twitter, starting with our main Twitter account, ScholarsOW. All of our latest episode uploads are put up there every single week. And you can also track us down on our personal Twitters for running wrestling commentaries and whatever else we think up. Fool, where can they reach you?
You can reach me at The Avataric.
Brian.
You can reach me at Atomic Beanpole.
And you can reach me at I'm Robbie Rage, all one word. There we go. Don't shake your head at me with that tone of voice. Anyway.
Could have added the apostrophe.
Yeah, see, it could have been worse.
I feel like the here we go was just too much now. It's like, all one word. There you go.
Yeah, what you said.
I'll just continue adding more on, because,
Adding more on.
Oh! I know what you are, but what am I?
Speaking of adding morons, you know who we are. We're the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome. See you all next week.
Welcome back, Drew McIntyre.
Yes!